It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful art. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely.
Man, she don't be believing me.
Trouble.
I'm high.
Trouble.
What is good, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy, Pepe Sylvia. I'm in the building. This is Facts and Chit Chat with your boy, J Mac.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Be good just to hold them down by your side, yeah.
You know, I love people tripping all the time. Can I see that sunset?
Yeah, but I'm not tripping. Okay?
Yeah, I like this one. Yeah. Exodus 21 verses 20-21. When a man strikes his slave with a rod so hard that the slave dies, he shall be punished. If, however, the slave survives for a day or two, he is not to be punished, for the slave is his property.
That's not what I'm talking about, though. That's not my thing.
Oh, so you saying you gonna whoop my black ass with a rod for as long as you like, and as long as I get up after a day or two, we all good.
Alleged victims of TD Jakes' not-so-pretty side. You'd be quick to doubt it, but taking a look at the man's history makes it a little difficult to contend.
TD Jakes was hanging out at a rapper and twerking party that Puff Daddy held. He's sitting right there, old TD Snakes.
Even someone who's been at those parties was shocked at the news of a public preacher showing up there.
Rumors surrounding, Diddy and TD Jakes.
Why would a religious man like himself be at a party which ain't nothing but sin?
I know what they were doing.
And it's not just his bodyguard that feels that way. Other people in the entertainment industry with insider knowledge say he's much worse than he appears to the world.
See, they're up in another hemisphere than regular, too. They're very insulated. They can do what they want.
I call it the Ass Pounder 4000, and I modded out a regular workout bike to create the optimal workout. You guys are getting off the rails. That's not a penis. It's a fist. It works like this. Imagine you're riding up a steep hill, and you've already been working super hard, and you're sweating, and you're tired. What do you do when you're tired? You want to rest. You go to sit down, it pushes you right back up into your workout. The Ass Pounder 4000 will never let you rest. The Ass Pounder, never stop pumping.
Next to modern-day Christianity is Judaism. Eclectic meaning it has collected from all over the world concepts and ideas and put it together and called it today Judaism. Judaism today is the most eclectic religion on the face of the earth. Virtually nothing of what it teaches is true. Virtually nothing of its supposedly background is true. And consequently, the world is filled with violence, bloodshed, or disorder. Good people are dying. There are children who are starving. Our world is in trouble. And people are calling out to God for protection. People are calling out to God to help our nation, and never realizing for one moment that the divine presence in the universe not listening. Why? Because you have your own concepts of whatever you think is true, whatever you believe to be true, but you have never confronted the real truth. The real truth is that the people who are in power, who put this system together, have been in power for thousands of years. This has been going on from day one. I have the highest of respect for the Bible. Anyone who knows me knows I read it and study it all the time. But I'm also well aware that there are encoded messages. The rabbis will tell you that in the Old Testament is filled with encoded messages. And I believe that Christianity is probably the most powerful encoded message the world's ever had. It's one of the oldest messages in the world, and I believe that the Christian teachings in the original scriptural understanding is the most important volatile story the world's ever known. And it's sitting right in front of you, and most people don't even see it. It is an encoded story. And unfortunately, too many people who are ill-informed, unread, and who have not spent 42 years looking at theology accept what they read in the New Testament and in the Old Testament as actual history, when in point of fact, it is not actual history. There is a message behind the message. And consequently, if you're reading the Bible, and if you're looking at theological subjects from the Bible point of view, in a materialistic way, you're never going to see the obvious story sitting right in front of you. I believe that the story in the New Testament, and I'm concerned about this because I believe the world is now facing another dark age. I think that we are now preparing ourselves to go into a very dark time that's coming on the earth. And I believe that the message that's in the New Testament is a very powerful, symbolic, metaphysical story that is not very well understood today.
Generally speaking, there's never been a doctoral thesis done on the Dead Sea Scrolls and astrology. So he did it. And he did it so well, he got his PhD, got his doctorate because of it. Mm-hmm. So the guy was extraordinarily bright and brilliant on the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Jewish religion, the ancient Hebrew, all of that. My friend who got his PhD on the Dead Sea Scrolls, we would sit for hours and listen to him. And he would explain the Hebrew religion, where it came from, who the Jews were, who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls, and what was really in it that nobody knows. But then he told me, he says, and so after I got my doctorate, I started my own church. I incorporated my own church. And it was called the Church of the Americas, I think. He was asked to travel all over the world to give lectures on the Dead Sea Scrolls, etc. And he said, but after looking at Judaism and studying it and getting a PhD in it, I came to the conclusion that the whole entire story of Judaic Christianity is full of bull.
Getting a PhD then.
That's what you get from doing a PhD and getting a doctorate in theology. Because you got to really do your stuff. You got to know what you're talking about, right?
Yep.
And in order to get a PhD in it, well, because this guy was so good, he said after looking at Judaism and Christianity, and a little bit of Islam, he said, but looking at Judaism and Christianity and getting a PhD in Dead Sea Scrolls, I am totally convinced the whole thing is a crock of bull. Yeah. The whole thing.
Yeah.
There are things in the Dead Sea Scrolls that will never be given to the people. Never. They will never be told what's really in the Dead Sea Scrolls that the church in Israel does not want anyone to know about, and they ain't never going to know.
Be good. You must be crazy. But you can call me Patrick Swayze, because guess what? I'm Ghost.